Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of the Push for Relevancy here in Coastal Zone in California. We are finishing the build to Battle on the Beach, where we will see Masked Cougar get his rematch for the Coastal Zone Championship, now with the backing of the Coastal Kings. Frankie Perez, of course, making his return as well tonight. As you can see, match is pre-booked. He will be defending the COTT World Heavyweight Championship against IPW's Hustle Muva. So yeah, he's returning tonight. He's been out of action in kayfabe. I don't know if I actually ever specified that was a kayfabe storyline. Why did I do it? I have absolutely no reason. I just thought it would make a good story, and the story beats involving Frankie Boy's kayfabe injury are not over. They're going to continue on this edition. As well, for tonight, I don't have it pre-booked, but the Extreme Champion Tigre Salvaje Jr. will get his hands on one member of the Q crew. Obviously not Zell Quinn, however, he does not know who it is. It's either going to be Onslaught or Eureka LaBelle. So that's also pre-booked for tonight. Nothing really happened news-wise. However, I did discover during this stream that this episode of Coast to Coast, number 25, will be taking place on the 4th of July, Independence Day here in the United States. So, I didn't know that. I didn't change any of my booking. However, it just so happened that American Flash is in the opener, so that's really funny. But other than that, honestly, nothing else to get into. Frankie Perez promises to double down on his scummy behavior, as he said. Seth continues to target Carlos Barrera for quote-unquote taking his spot in that four-way. It seems like this fatal four-way may have solved one problem, but has created a few others. So, we will see how these stories progress in tonight's edition of Coast to Coast, starting with episode 25. Okay, so we kick off the 4th of July special of Welcome to the Coastal Zone. Did not realize this was happening on the 4th of July, but it is, and by chance, I didn't move anything around, by chance opened the 4th of July episode of Coast to Coast with American Flash getting a quick, fun victory win over Swipe Romero here. 61 overall for the segment, and, yeah, he gets the crowd off buzzing. Everyone's chanting USA and all that shit. And, yeah, vibes are high. Everything's great. And, all the vibes come crashing down when Frankie Perez appears on the screen. He appears on the Titantron, and, he says, Flash, I really hope you enjoyed. This was your big moment. This is your day, right? 4th of July, American Flash, yay, USA, and all that shit. Do you think I was, like, playing? Do you think I was just talking? Do you think I'm all talk, American Flash? No, I'm not all talk. I'm not all talk. And, you think I was scummy before? How about now? And then the camera pans down, and we see Tony the Wonderful bruised and bloodied for the second week in a row. Last week it was Heartbreaker. This week it's Frankie Perez. The second American Flash sees what Frankie Perez has done to his protege, he leaves the ring and he starts charging to the back. Frankie Perez is still talking to the camera, and he's like, this is what happens when you question a man's character. This is what happens when you question whether or not they'll follow through on the things they say. You want to fuck with me? You've done it. You've done it, buddy. And that's the promo. We don't see what happens. We don't know if American Flash finds Frankie Perez or not. But yeah, that's how we open the 4th of July episode. We then cut to an interview with Going Coastal, and tones are kind of somber with what happened last week. For those of you that don't remember, because this is the second episode for the non-VOD watchers. At the end of the last episode, Masked Cougar hit the Pillmanizing pile driver off the apron on Aldis Blackfair. Aldis and Frankie Boy not only buried the hatchet, but they both earned each other's respect. And Frankie Boy, he cuts this promo essentially saying, California, CLM, buddy, you're like a brother to me. And you got to witness what happened last week firsthand, but I watched it. I watched it from my house. I watched it on TV, and I was disgusted, and I felt horrible. I felt like I caused Aldis Blackfair's career to be set back months, to be shortened by years. I felt sick. That man, I truly respect that man. I truly respected him, and he stood up for me after seeing what we could do in the ring. After fighting and earning each other's respect, he stood up and fought for me, and then that's what he gets. CLM, you're like a goddamn brother to me. I can't let that shit happen to you. I need you to sit this one out. I need to fight this battle on my own. This one's all me. I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself if they did that to someone like you. In California, he says no. He's like, I'm not, this is a stupid idea, Frankie. This is a really fucking dumb idea. You know you need backup. And Frankie responds right back with, I don't care. I know it's a stupid idea. I am not letting you get in the way of this. This is my monkey. This is my circus. This is my problem. This has got nothing to do with you. Stay out of it for me. And reluctantly, California Love Machine agrees. He says, fine, but I'll find someone else to back up. I'll find someone else to stand up for in the meantime. But when you need my help, call me and I'll be there. And yeah, 52 from Going Coastal. Frankie Boy doing one of the dumbest things and going at this alone. And he acknowledges it was dumb, but we'll see how it plays out. Up next, we have a Seth Whitehead match against Cillian Catsby. Goes in 5 minutes and 49 seconds before Seth Whitehead locks in the Minnesota stretch to get the victory. And Seth Whitehead tries to make an example out of Mr. Cillian Catsby. He grabs him. I don't know if some of you might not know what I'm referencing, but in the same way that MJF grabbed Daniel Garcia's head by his neck after he did that angle where he bloodied him, that's what Seth Whitehead has Cillian Catsby in. He's facing him towards the camera. He's like, Carlos, you are no different than Cillian Catsby. You both are on the same level to me. To a guy like me, you two are nothing. This is what it's going to be at the pay-per-view. 5 minutes, in and out. I win, you lose. You're ended up like this in the Minnesota stretch. Down, and then out of nowhere, Carlos Barrera jumps in from behind. There's a quick punching brawl, quick exchange. Seth Whitehead gets dumped out of the ring. Carlos Barrera wins the battle tonight. Seth Whitehead is standing on the outside, shocked, staring at him, appalled that he was bested tonight by Carlos Barrera. And then we get a promo from American Flash and Tony DeWonderful. And American Flash says, honestly, Frankie, I should have expected this, but I didn't. I didn't think I needed to keep everyone that was close to me, physically close to me. You have sunk to another new low. You continue to sink to these new lows. You continue to lose who you truly are. And then Tony DeWonderful, he cuts him off. He cuts off American Flash, and he says, yeah, I've got so much shit to go through. I was beaten down last week by Heartbreaker. I was beaten down earlier tonight by you, but I'm still fucking getting up. No matter what assholes like you and assholes like Heartbreaker do to me, I'll continue to get up. There's no one that can keep me down, and there's no one that can stop me from getting my revenge on people that do this shit to me. So you want to fuck me up? Fuck me up like a man. Fuck me up next week. Me and Flash versus you and Johnny. You want to take your anger out? I don't give a shit, but give me a goddamn chance. And, yeah, American Flash and Tony DeWonderful challenging the SoCal Savages for a match next week. So we cut backstage, and we get the, it's Fox Mask and Fox Mask Jr. They're cutting the same promo. The good old, nobody in this company, none of these newcomers are worthy to take control, except for Fox Mask 2. He's the only one that's good enough to take control. And then, of all people that shows up, Carlos Barrera comes in. And Fox and Fox look at him, like confused, like, why are you here? And then quickly, Carlos headbutts Fox Mask 2 so hard that he falls on his ass, and he gets right into Fox Mask's face, or I guess his mask, and he says, I don't care that Seth Whitehead is coming after me at this exact moment. I didn't forget about you, Fox. I didn't forget about what you and Cougar said and what you and Cougar did. You and Cougar tried to jump me. You and Cougar called me a pathetic excuse. You and Cougar said that I'm everything that's wrong with this company. I don't give a shit what Seth Whitehead tries to do to me. I don't take shit like that from anybody, and I don't forget about it. Don't think that you and your boys are in the clear just because Seth Whitehead also has a problem with me. I can take on everybody at this roster at the same fucking time. If you think I can't handle your 45-year-old retired ass, then you don't know what I'm capable of. 45 for that. Carlos Barrera does not forget, is essentially, he is the memory of an elephant. He has that. Up next, we have Tigre Salvaje Jr. getting a warm-up match for Zell Quinn against a different member of the Q crew. This time, he's facing Eureka LaBelle. The match gets a 68, really good performance from Tigre Salvaje Jr., not bad from Eureka. Match goes 11 minutes and 32 seconds. It only gets prolonged because of Q Crew shenanigans on the outside, but in the end, the Q Crew are not able to overcome Tigre Salvaje Jr. tonight. And what do the Q Crew do? How do the Q Crew handle business? Well, they beat down Tigre Salvaje Jr., as you would assume. However, the beatdown does not go for long, as Tigre Salvaje is saved by the returning California Dreams. Kira Lee and Sky Hermosa come in, fend off the Q Crew. They get their bags packed for them, sent out of the ring, and the California Dreams grab a microphone, and they straight up say, "Wasted potential. You guys are a waste of space on this fucking roster. You take us out for weeks. You take us out. You get what's coming to you. Pay-per-view. Us versus you. We wanted it. Sean McFly's approved it. California Dreams versus Wasted Potential to open the open battle on the beach." But we also got something else approved. We've been out for 2 weeks. We're hurt. Our arms are sore. Our necks are sore from that brutal ambush you fucking did. So next week we're gonna have a tune-up match. It's gonna be us and Tigre Salvaje Jr. versus the three of you. So get your shit ready, Q Crew. Get your shit ready, Zell, because this war is far from over. 49 rated match. We have not only a match set for next week, but also a pay-per-view match set up to open the show. And then we see Mr. Heartbreaker and his new gimmick that I'm changing. Very good. Violent Incel Heartbreaker is very over. He's a small boost to star quality during matches and angles. He might be pushable. Oh no. So Heartbreaker cuts a promo and essentially says, "Tony, I gave you a warning. I don't know if you listened or not. I assume that you would never listen to somebody as gross and ugly as me. But now you must. Because after what I did last week, I hope I can only make you a fraction as gross and ugly as I am. I beat your face down. I broke your nose. I broke your jaw. I smashed your brow to bits and pieces, and yet you still got up. And yet you still got up, and you're still more beautiful than me, apparently. All the women still love you and not me. It's not over. I heard your little promo tonight. You said you'll get back up. You said you're still dealing with me. You're goddamn right you're still dealing with me. Because at the pay-per-view, I'm going to finish the job. It's going to be me versus you, Tony. I'm going to finish the job. I'm going to make you just as ugly as me. And then you'll see how much harder life actually gets when you have to work for your opportunities. 38 for that. And then we get a angle where California Love Machine meets with Gangster Nation backstage. And California says, look, Waylon, Bullseye, first off, I do not know what it goes through Air Attack Weasel's head. I don't know why he's aligning with Rich and Famous. However, there is nothing that he did to you guys that you don't do to every other team on that roster. On this roster. He did the exact same shit that you guys pull every single month. You beat somebody down, you say you're better than them, and then you get your match. He did exactly what you do. Air Attack Weasel was the biggest help for me when I first came into CZCW. He helped me out when I was a rookie, and we've been close ever since. He's been my homie. We've never been a team. We've never been a full tag team or anything, but we are close. We go way back. If you want to try some bullshit with Air Attack Weasel, then you're going to expect resistance from me. That man helped me out when I first broke into the business, and I'm going to help him out now. And Bullseye and Waylon Walls just kind of look at each other and then look at CLM, and they're like, okay, we're not scared? I don't know. I don't know what you want from us. Fight your own battles. I don't know. Find something else to do. I don't know. Do something else, bud. 44. California sending the warning to Gangster Nation. California and Air Attack Weasel go way back, I guess. California will stand up for his boy, and Air Attack Weasel gets his first win since coming back to CZCW, beating Juliet Belconi in 6 minutes and 32 seconds with the Air Attack Ace. And then Gangster Nation do exactly what they said they were going to do. They're going to get their revenge on Rich and Famous and Air Attack Weasel, starting with Air Attack Weasel. But California Love Machine also did exactly what he said he would do. He came out and he saves Air Attack Weasel from a Gangster Nation beatdown. So, yeah. Just California said he would back up somebody else earlier tonight, and here he is backing up the man that apparently helped him out so much when he was a rookie, when he was first breaking into CZCW. Alright, and then right before our main event, we get a promo from Frankie and Johnny Perez. Johnny meets with Frankie backstage, and he straight up says, Frankie, I know that American Flash and Tony DeWonderful called us out, but, I don't have any problems with American Flash. In fact, I'm on pretty good terms with American Flash. I agree with everything that he's saying. Yeah, I do. Look, do I get where you're coming from? I do. I kind of get it. And you've said it to me multiple times now. Oh, this is why you're stuck in the mix. Shut up, Frankie. Honestly, shut up. What I'm trying to get at, Frankie, I'm not teaming with you. You have done some really out of character and out of pocket things over the past couple months, and I don't want to help you. I don't want to help fight alongside you when I don't respect you. So, until you get your fucking priorities straight, I'm not teaming with you. You gotta find a different partner for your tag match next week. And then Frankie Perez just kind of looks at him, and he's like, fine. I don't need you anyway, Johnny. 47 for that. And in our main event, in fucking Christ, an 85 rated match between Hustle Muva and Frankie Boy Fernandez. What the fuck? 85 out of goddamn nowhere. What a return for Frankie Boy Fernandez. This is his first match back since he was taken out by the Coastal Kings at the last pay-per-view. Match goes 19 minutes and 42 seconds, and yeah, he retains, makes defense number 6 of the COTT World Heavyweight Championship. And after the match, Fox Mask and Mask Cougar come out and essentially, like, they're just thanking him. They're like, Frankie, we saw what you did earlier, talking to California Love Machine. Honestly, bud, I don't know why, but you're gonna make this shit really easy for us, and we are very appreciative of that. We're not sorry for what we're about to do. And they get on the apron, but then out from the crowd, in runs Carlos Barrera. Carlos Barrera runs into the ring, and he looks ready to fight. He prevents this inevitable beatdown, this inevitable 2-on-1 beatdown that was going to happen between Fox Mask Man Mask Cougar and Frankie Boy Fernandez. No words are exchanged by Carlos Barrera. Fox Mask clearly knows why he's here, but out from the curtain comes Seth Whitehead. And he looks at the ring, and he looks right at Fox and Mask Cougar, and he has a microphone, and he says, look, I don't really know where you guys stand with me, but I can see that you don't like the two guys that are in the ring, and I hate them both as well. So how about next week we have a one-night partnership against these two Jagoffs. How about me and Mass Cougar get some good licks in on our pay-per-view opponents ahead of time? And obviously Fox Mask agrees, and we have a main event set for next week. Mass Cougar and Seth Whitehead versus Carlos Barrera and Frankie Boy Fernandez. Main event next week. Will it get an 85? I fucking doubt it. But yes, 75 overall for this edition of Coast to Coast. And let's get into the second episode in taping number 26. So, we open the show, not in the screen yet, because there is going to be a surprise, because we're opening the show with the tag match between American Flash, Tony DeWonderful, and Frankie Perez and somebody. Johnny Perez refused to team with Frankie Perez during this show, so he had to go and find a new partner. And Frankie Perez, after being called scummy, after saying his choices were scummy, he is doing scummy behavior, he said he would get scummier. And what is the only way he can get scummier? How do you hit rock bottom in morality? You go and team with Heartbreaker. Frankie Perez reveals his tag partner is Heartbreaker, feuding with Tony DeWonderful, and everybody's aghast that Frankie Perez would stoop to these lows. You don't team with a man like Heartbreaker. You just don't. But they go over. Frankie Perez wins the match in 12 minutes and 2 seconds, submitting Tony DeWonderful with the P clutch. Heartbreaker got a 35. Oh my god, he's terrible. But yeah, the story of the match is that Tony DeWonderful, he got back up, he keeps fighting, but he is not 100%. He cannot keep up with these two men, clearly willing to do whatever it takes to beat him up. American Flash tries, but it's too much. The odds are too much for the babyfaces to overcome tonight. So Frankie Perez and Heartbreaker get the unfortunate victory to kick off the show. And then we get a promo. We get a backstage video from California Love Machine and Air Attack Weasel. And Air Attack Weasel, he tells CLM, he's like, dude, honestly, thank you for backing me up. Thank you for backing me up. You took the words right out of my mouth. I only did, on my first night back, I only gave Gangster Nation a taste of their own medicine. All year, they've been ambushing people from behind, trying to get what they wanted. And I come in and I do the same thing. I try to make a statement on my first night back alongside my boys Rich and Famous, and they're here pretending like they're saints. No. I knew for a reason. I backed you back when you were a rookie. And I heard in your promo you mentioned we were never a tag team. And that got me thinking. If you got my back, I got your back. How about this? How about we change that? We were never a tag team. We had history behind the scenes. Let's have history on the scenes. Let's have history at the pay-per-view. Me and you versus Gangster Nation 2v2. And California Love Machine agrees. And we're going to get a weird team up. A weird gray area babyface team up between Gangster Nation and California Love Machine and Air Attack Weasel. After this, we see Frankie Boy Fernandez, and he's talking to Carlos Barrera backstage, and he says, Carlos, dude, I told a man that's so close to me that I call him my brother, I told him to stay out of my battle because I didn't want him to get hurt. I don't want help in this. I don't want anyone to help me. Look, Carlos, and then Carlos cuts him off. He's like, Frankie, I'm not fucking doing this for you. At what point did I ever say, oh, let me help Frankie Boy Fernandez? Truthfully, Frankie, I don't give a fuck about you. Truthfully, I don't. However, these two guys disrespected me. I don't take disrespect lightly. So you can either I can either help you or I won't. Either way, I'm bringing the fight to them. I'm doing this for me, not you. And then Frankie Boy looks at him and he's like, fuck. I kind of respect that. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take them on tonight. And then they fist bump, and then that's how we end the segment. Up next is the trios match between the California Dreams and Tigre versus the Q Crew, and the Q Crew steal another one. Cell Quinn submits Tigre Salvaje Jr. with a magic trick after blatantly cheating. Onslaught distracts the ref. Eureka LaBelle runs in, takes the California Dreams off the apron. 2-on-1 assault with the ref distracted. Zell Quinn locks in the magic trick. Referee sees the finish. Tigre, with no one to help him out, is forced to tap out to Zell Quinn. And the Q Crew retreat. I said the Q Crew retreat, looking like smarmy shit-ass heels as the baby faces look on from the ring in complete anger at what went down, and for just reason. Afterwards, we get a promo from the Coastal Kings, Fox Mask and Mask Cougar, who are essentially kind of teasing the idea of Seth Whitehead joining them. They float around with the idea. They're like, look, tonight, Seth Whitehead said one night only, but if we get the job done, it's kind of hard to speak with results. I mean, a man like Seth Whitehead, he thinks with his brain. He doesn't think irrationally. He thinks very rationally. He's a very careful and cunning man, and I feel like he could be a king of some sorts. He could be a king of this company if he wanted to. And yeah, just like they're teasing the idea of Seth Whitehead joining the Coastal Kings. 51 for this. We cut to the ring where we see the Beach Boys calling out Air Attack Weasel and California Love Machine. And they say, Callie, we've had no problems with you up to this point, but we don't know how you cannot see that the man that you are backing is an utter scumbag. If you could take your rose-colored glasses off, because he helped you out so well when you were 19 or whatever the fuck, if you could take those off, you could see that the man that you are backing up is a complete jagoff, is a complete asshole, imbecile, old head trying to cash in on the little bit of name value he still has. And Callie and Weasel come out. Callie says, look, I know you did not just say that I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses when you're out here wearing red-tinted glasses, only seeing the bad things, wearing the fucking green-tinted glasses, ignoring all the green flags, only thinking everything's a red flag, right? No. If I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses, then you're wearing red-tinted glasses. You aren't seeing the bigger picture. Air Attack Weasel only gave Waylon and Bullseye a taste of their own medicine. Maybe I'm writing it off a little bit because it didn't happen to me, but it didn't. And what are you guys doing about it? You're doing nothing but talking. And then as he says that, Bullseye and Waylon Walls come in and they jump California and Weasel. Eventually, Rich and Famous come in. All-out brawl starts out, but then our matchmaker, our part owner, Sean McFly, comes out, restores order. He says, we will not let this company devolve into anarchy tonight. We have more shit to do. So all of you, 4 of you hit one corner, the other 4 of you hit the other corner. I think you see what I'm getting at. We're having an impromptu 4v4. Air Attack Weasel, California Love Machine, and Rich and Famous take on Gangster Nation and the Beach Boys. It goes 13 minutes and 36 seconds before California Love Machine pins Waylon Walls with the LAX departure. I did a gamble of a creative finish. It's not the main event. I said fuck it. And you know what? It didn't go well. But shit happens. It's fine. Shit happens. Air Attack, Callie, and Rich and Famous get the win ahead of their respective tag matches at the pay-per-view. And right before our main event, Johnny Perez comes and confronts his brother once again, and he looks right at him, and he's like, are you fucking kidding me, Frankie? Are you fucking joking? And Frankie's like, what? What? It's mind games. This is what people do. This is how you get in other people's heads. And Johnny's like, no. Dude, no. There's no fucking justification for teaming with a creep, a fucking weirdo like that guy. There's no justification. There's no. He is one of the most deranged and demented dudes, and you are on the same side as him? The same side. And Frankie's like, well, but no. American Flash, he teamed with Zell Quinn that one time. Remember? He teamed with him. He teamed with Zell. Yeah, he teamed with Zell after you'd already pushed him to go below the belt. And you know what happened during that match? He stuck to his morals, fucked himself over because he couldn't bring himself to do what Zell Quinn does. And you know what he did immediately after? He apologized. He saw his mistake. You teamed with somebody so much creepier and worse, and you see no problem with it. And Frankie, right, and Frankie's like, oh, my own brother out here turning on me. But you just don't understand. And Johnny's just, throws his hands up. I'm not fucking having this. I am not having this. You have sunk to a different level, Frankie. I don't know what you've become. And he leaves. I honestly, personally would have the same reaction. Apparently everybody in the YouTube chat needs their hard drives checked because everyone else loves Heartbreaker. I don't know what they're on. But main event time. Seth Whitehead, holy shit, it actually did do better. Oh my fucking god. And they don't work well as a team. Jesus H. Christ. Everything was against them. Yeah. In a match that goes 22 minutes and 28 seconds, the team of Mass Cougar and Seth Whitehead defeat the team of Carlos Barrera and Frankie Boy Fernandez. Story of the match is just, it's hard to get an advantage when you have both of the Fox masks outside at ringside, giving the heels the numbers advantage no matter what. And 86 rated main event. Mass Cougar pins the champion ahead of their title match. And, afterwards, Fox Mask tries to raise both Mass Cougar and Seth Whitehead's hands. Seth Whitehead lets it happen for a second before yanking his arm down. He looks right at Fox Mask, right into his eyes, and he says, "One night only. I don't need you. I don't need Cougar. I hope Cougar wins that title. But regardless, whoever comes out as champion, they will fall to me before long. I don't need you. I don't want you." And yeah, Seth Whitehead essentially putting the Coastal Kings in their place, letting them know where they stand. But regardless, these heels, Seth Whitehead and Mass Cougar, have all the momentum going into the pay-per-view. Holy fucking 86. Jesus Christ. Frankie Boy might be him. Frankie Boy might actually be him. 4,000 from what? Okay, I don't know anymore. I don't know why we're making so much money. I don't get it. We're getting close though. We are getting, okay. I think there's a good chance we hit medium before the end of the year. I think there's a good chance. But yeah, that concludes the tapings. And with that, we conclude this edition of CZCW, as well as the entire build for Battle on the Beach 2022. I don't know how long this episode has gone right now, but the coast-to-coast episodes generally go longer than the pay-per-view episodes, so I will run down the card really quickly here. However, I will go more in-depth on storyline recaps in the actual pay-per-view episode. So, on set for Battle on the Beach 2022, we will see the California Dreams take on Wasted Potential. This is chronological order, by the way. These are the order the matches are happening, so that is the opener. Following that, we will see Heartbreaker versus Tony DeWonderful. The team of Air Attack Weasel and California Love Machine versus Gangster Nation. For the Extreme Championship, Tigre Salvaje Jr. will defend his title against Zell Quinn. For the Tag Team Championships, the Beach Boys will defend their titles against Rich and Famous. Carlos Barrera takes on Seth Whitehead. In our semi-main, American Flash takes on Frankie Perez. And then, of course, in the main event, set up on the last pay-per-view via a Fatal 4-Way No. 1 Contenders match, Frankie Boy Fernandez defends his Coastal Zone Championship against none other than the figurehead, or I guess the active wrestling figurehead of the Coastal Kings, because Fox Max is really the figurehead of the Coastal Kings. Mass Cougar is just the one that can wrestle. the deputy, I guess we'll call him what he is, the deputy of the Coastal Kings, Masked Cougar. So yeah, Frankie versus Masked, that's the main event. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this edition of the Push for Relevancy. I hope you all have enjoyed the build to Battle on the Beach 2022, and I hope you all come back for the pay-per-view episode number 19.